What is good, my people? It's your boy Denzel FX. We're back again today with our pre-market analysis for the upcoming week. So today we're looking at three pairs. We're looking at two pairs actually, and that's gold, EURGBP, and one indice, which is NAS100. But we're just going to start off here by looking at our favorite NAS100 and see what we have for the upcoming week. So without further ado, my people, let's get straight into it. So long term here, from what I can see on the weekly, price did perform a new high. So we are expecting price to continue dropping to the downside until it reaches this level of resistance, which it should now turn into support. So that's the first thing we need to acknowledge on the weekly, that we are looking for short setups until price reaches this zone. So now we go into our line chart to have a quick view to see exactly what's going on here. So here we can see that this zone will be a very interesting zone when price reaches it here, which is why we have an alert set so we can go to the upside. So that's that on the weekly. So we're going to jump straight into daily and see what we have going on daily. So on daily, we can see here that we have an uptrend going on here. So price literally, came up, resisted, broke the resistance. Hopefully now it can come to this zone, act as support, and continue pushing to the upside. But before price does that, we understand that on the weekly time frame we are moving bearish, so we need to look for short opportunities at the moment. So here on daily we can see prices pushing to the downside. So another thing here that I noticed for me to look for a short would be this level over here. So I am expecting price to push a little bit to the upside and then continue dropping to this region over here. So how am I going to find my entry? This is how. We jump into the 4-hour time frame. And I will show you what I see on the 4-hour time frame. So the first things first, what I had seen during the week was a nice bear flag. So we can see price impulse here to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 3 touches. Our first touch, second touch, and our third touch here we can see price shot to the downside. For me, that's a clear bear flag. So what I'm looking for now is basically this. So I draw my fib like so, from the last high to the new low, and look for my zone of interest. And for me, that zone of interest will be around the 6180 region. Bang. Right. On top of that, we can see that price is at the last previous low over here. So we are expecting price to push to the upside just a little bit to come to this zone, then continue pushing to the downside. So during the week, I am expecting a corrective move here to the upside to continue pushing to the downside. On top of that, we have a nice descending trend line also to help us protect the price. So even if we don't get an entry here, our last valid point of entry would be around this point here for a nice high probability setup with more profits if it comes to the 7860 region. So overall, on the 4-hour, here's what I'm seeing. Is a nice short. So once price reaches this zone over here, we will take most of our profits out to see exactly what's going to happen next. But hopefully price does react nicely and shoot back to the upside. So for NAS100 on the weekly, we can see it's dropping. So price made a new high. So now it's retracing back to this level here. On the daily, we can see we're still downtrending. So what do we do now? We look for our zone in the 4-hour for us to actually catch that there. So now in the 4-hour, we've seen price has made a new low. So we are expecting price to move correctively to this region and then push back to the downside here so we can take our profits and hopefully price to come back to the upside. So on NAS100, that is what we are searching for here. I hope everything is clear with that for NAS100. So now we're going to look at Euro, Great British Pound to see exactly what we have going on here for that pair, my people. Okay, Euro, bang. This one is a little bit of a different type of thing here. Right, so during the week, I actually copped myself an early entry at this level here. Reason being was just from back testing and everything here, I could just tell that when price came, this was the last low, price pushed up, impulse correction with the trend. We had our first tap, second tap. On our third tap, price literally pushed to the downside. But once it pushed to the downside, it violated these lows over here. So now I'm expecting price to push back to the upside to come and at least retest our take profit 2 region over here so it can continue going to the downside. But this is literally on the 4 hour. So what do we have here in the weekly? On the weekly, it's a bit hard to, catch what's actually going on. But literally, price had done the exact same thing. Impulse, correction with the trend, 1, 2, 3. And it approached this region here. So now, like I said, what's happening on the bigger time frame also happens here on the smaller time frame. So with that being said, as we can see, this level that we're at here is a nice level to maybe go to the upside and price maybe come to this zone, which would be a lot of pips from where it's at the moment all the way to here, you see. But that's on weekly. So now we jump into daily and have a further look here what's going on. So yeah, it's quite simple for me. Impulse correction with the trend, price dropped. You can see that the bulls are now starting to kick in. So I am expecting price to even come to this region here to retest that, or come here to form a bear flag to continue pushing to the downside. Because as we can see, we can't ignore that we are in a clear downtrend, my people. So we are aware of that. So now we hop into the 4 hour now to try and make things a little bit more clear. Okay, so on the 4 hour, we had this over here. You see impulse correction with drop. So now we're expecting a bear flag. Reason being, we've got impulse. That was the impulsive phase of the market. Now we're reaching the corrective phase to then what? To go back into the impulsive phase to take us back to the downside, and hopefully maybe price might even come to this region. That's if this bias plays out. But at the moment, we are looking to go long. Why? Because here we are at a nice level of support. There's some things you cannot ignore. Like with the market, sometimes you have to trade what you see, not what you don't see or what you like to see. Okay? So on the 4 hour, we copped an entry here. Price came up. So now for the upcoming week, we are looking to get another entry for us to go to the upside. Okay, what we have here is quite clear for me. We've got a trend inside of a trend, which means that price will push to the upside. Okay, over here we can see that price dropped, it came back up here. This level here is very interesting because price made a new high. As you can see, made a new high. It came back to retest this level over here, which is where price had closed, which is very vital. So us seeing these candles here is telling me I need to go long. What I do next, I scale into the 1 hour. So in the 1 hour, what we see here is what was happening on the daily. Impulse correction with the trend. So we are expecting price to push to the upside all the way here. From there, we'll see what happens next. Price will potentially drop, but even if it does, we are prepared for this move. Plan the trade, trade the plan. So what do we have here? Boom, we can clearly see price made a new high. Impulse, correction. Now we're expecting another impulse. On top of that, with this level here on the 1 hour, you can say there is an inverse head and shoulders as well, which is a nice other form of confirmation for you to enter this trade to push you to the upside. So when the market opens, we're going to see exactly what's going to happen next. We're going to play the cool game. But if all goes well, we get our entry here, ride it all the way to our take profit 1. Make our stop loss just below here, below these lows here, just in case, we get wicked out. So boom, we're looking at a nice 1 to 7 if all goes well. And if price actually reaches this zone, which would be very nice, we're looking at a nice 1 to 10. Literally easy. So what we have here is literally a trend inside of a trend. We copped the buy here, it came, now it's just acting up. So at this level here, I would not be surprised if price pushes up, because we have a nice trend in trend formation forming here. Okay, so that's euro pound. So basically on the daily, on top of that, on the daily, the way it closed for me, it was very nice. Boom. It closed the same way that it closed on the 4-hour. These candles here is exactly how it closed on the 4-hour. So you need to pay attention to the candles, my people. This tells me we're going long. So we can come back in a week's time, look at this video, recap, and see that this bias played out. Same goes for my last previous videos. I think 3 out of my 2 trades actually played out exactly how I explained it, my people. So you need to pay attention to the candles. So yeah, daily it closed like this with a nice formation. 4-hour is done the exact same thing. So on the 1 hour we scaled in and we've seen a nice impulse, correction, inverse head and shoulder. So we're expecting price to push to the upside to form a third touch around this region and pushes back to the downside, or just hold that trade. So that was NAS100, euro pound, and last but not least, my people, we have gold. So gold, you have to trade at your own risk, my people, because that pair moves crazy. And you got to back test its own pair. So, okay. We're going to start looking at gold on the weekly. Right. From what I can see here on the weekly, price is starting to form some sort of pennant or some sort of triangle. So what we have is literally the impulse here, bang, 2, 3, 4, 5. So price will most likely come to this zone and push to the downside, retest, bang. This is what I'm expecting to see on the with time to come. Reason why I'm expecting price to go long from this region as well is because right here we've got a nice pin bar. This bullish pin bar tells me a lot that price has a lot of, there's action about to happen, especially at this zone over here. It's at a beautiful level for price to push up. At the moment on weekly, we have 2 bearish candles, which is what I understand that price may continue dropping to the downside, but this is a nice risk entry. It's an early entry that we can catch that may be able to take us to the upside. But at the moment, we're playing it safe with our first take profit not being that high, but that's a lot of pips. On the line chart, it's simple to see. This was the resistance. It came, support, support, support. So now we have to see what's going to happen now on daily. So I'll take you in on daily and show you exactly what happened here. So this drop that actually happened here, we anticipated it because price had literally impulsed correction with the trend. As you can see, my favorite pattern I love to see on the charts, impulse correction with the trend. Literally on the last point of resistance, 1, 2, 3, it dropped. First touch, second touch, third touch, dropped. Correction to this region, as you can see, it dropped again. So what are we expecting? I'm expecting to see the exact same move happen out again. I'm expecting to see a push to the upside to this region here for a nice 1 to 3. Look at this level. On top of that, we may have a potential head and shoulders. Okay, and that's just on the daily. So, and we close with the bullish candle. So this is our first daily bullish candle, one of many to take us back to the upside. Okay, so now my people, we're going to 4-hour time frame and just catch this move and see what's happening. Bow. Okay, so here we have, it's quite clear, impulse, first touch, second touch, third touch, price dropped. I myself, I was involved in this long from here. I took my profits there. It was a ranging market, but with the way the market moves, you have to readjust yourself. So after I seen that move happen, I seen that this was actually a nice corrective move for the next impulse. So at the moment now, I had a long here, but price came, took me back out. These things happen. But now what I'm expecting to see for the upcoming week is for literally price to do the exact same move we've done here. A nice corrective move, bang, 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 to this region and take us back to the downside and possibly back to the upside if it plays out the way we expect it to. Right, my people, so that's literally the rundown for this week's pre-market analysis. We've got two pairs, one indice. So EG, we're looking to go long. Gold, we're looking to go long. And NAS100, we're also looking to go long. So my people, I'll leave it at that. Let there be peace in the Middle East, and let my brothers and sisters be safe. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.